Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm going to be incredibly curious to see how many times this actually echoes as we go along. But I'm glad I always start an hour early. Hello to everyone in the chat. I see you, Ron the Bon Vivant. I see you, Flow Fuckers. It's been a minute. I see a turtle-shaped crab as well. So, quick question: does anyone else hear an echo, or do you just hear me speaking once and that's it? Just pop that into the chat. I'm sorry, I can't read. Sorry, Flow, focus. See, that makes even more sense. Awesome, thanks, guys. So, let me see here. Sold my soul for a burrito. I'm really excited about this. The main problem, though, is going to be that I can't really do shit like that. Because this echo thing always catches me off guard, but I might find a way. Anyway, it's good to have you all on. Thank you for joining. This is wicked early. I know it's supposed to start at 6 p.m. Eastern, and at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will actually start the album live stream itself. Now, between now and then, what I would like to do is, mainly testing the stream out, but, just iron out any last minute issues that may arise. But I figured for those of you who happen to hop on early, and I'm excited that there are a few of you, I might actually run through some of the older stuff I've done and just kind of give you a glimpse of my musical journey, as it were, but without giving you the yada yada, life sucked, and, all that. So I'm just going to give you a glimpse into my musical journey, but through my music I have made over the years, because it was only this year that I, decided to label myself a producer or anything like that. But when I looked back at some of the old stuff I had done, I was quite startled to realize that I had been producing songs or thinking like a producer for years, pretty much since I started recording myself. So, yes, Mr. Bon Vivant, you are correct. This is absolutely the pregame show. So, here during the pregame show, you get to hear all the cool things that other people won't get to hear about. And you might also get to hear some things about the songs that will come up in the stream. All right, so also heads up for those of you that are here, if you happen to make it through, the stream is going to end with the single Bad Self. I'm raring to go on that one, but it's the perfect vibe to end things on. So I'm going to save that one for last, no matter where we happen to be on the Songs for Introverts stream. So, we're going to get into all that in a second. But anyway, give me a moment while I dig into some tunes for you. Actually, I have an idea. Okay. Shit. Okay. Shit. Okay. Shit. Fantastic. All right. So I'm having some trouble streaming from my vault, apparently. Because I thought it was streaming this whole time, and this gets a little tricky. This isn't where this was set up to stream from, so we're gonna have to get a little creative with this. All right, so let's try it again. Okay, that's infuriating. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, so that begs a different question. Shall we try something else? Okay, this is a real problem. Is everyone else getting that additional echo when the music starts streaming? Yeah, I'm definitely getting a secondary echo once the music starts streaming after a while, and I'm not sure why. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. What's going on? Test, test, test. I think I may have got it. I wasn't wearing headphones, but it was picking up the audio stream from the live stream that's also coming through my laptop, so I got it. Because I have no other way of monitoring the chat, the chat, I'm sorry, so this is perfect. Anyway, we're back. So what you're listening to right now you're listening to a song called Trouble Coming. It's actually an upcoming track, so it's not done. Maybe lyrics or maybe more to it. But it's just kind of a glimpse of the evolution of my music. It's of course not mastered or anything. This is just a reference I cut for myself. Just relax. it's really fun with a song like that. It's, you know, there's so many places it can go. And so, you know, even after that cut, I went back and I was thinking, you know, that little guitar thing that's kind of flickering in the background there, I kind of want it bouncing, you know, between both ears and just little things like that. It's just the process of making music is a lot of fun. It is way more fun than the business of making music, but I guess that can be said of pretty much any profession. So, let me see what else I can find you from the vaults here. Okay, I've got a fun one for you. So this track is called Abernathy. Abernathy is a very old song. It's a song about a person named Abernathy, and you're going to hear it. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because I recently got some spam related to this, and that was pretty funny. So I'm going to kick that one in here for you. Don't forget this is a live stream, so if you have any questions, thoughts, pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to address them.
Before he gets going on his way, many good memories were made here and all of his last.
Whoops.
Sitting at a train yard, reading a postcard for the last time before he gets going on his way. Many good memories were made here, and all of his letters saying goodbye. He's gonna try to find her again. He only wished that he could write a love song to her. Such a shame he couldn't.
I ain't say I could say.
Abernathy is dreaming of horizons, although his reason is so far away. Easygoing guy, and he is no stranger to the dangers of falling in love and emotions of heartbreak that'll come along. He only wished that he could write a love song to her. Such a shame he couldn't put it in words. Abernathy is dreaming of someone that's long gone and so far away. Abernathy is sitting at a train yard for the last time as the winter winds blow. Now he's gonna go to find her one more time.
So songs like that are pretty typical of my style. That song itself is old. I feel like I may have written it, if not the first time I lived in Oregon, then around the time I went back, so at least around 2009, something like that. So it's pretty typical of my style, I think, and that is, I don't know what that is. It's been many, many years, and every time someone hears a different version of my song, they hear a different thing that it reminds them of. And that's always fascinating to me. So I was looking through the vault here, and it occurred to me that I could share another song. So there are a couple of old songs I found that are pretty... it's called Mr. Jack. That's great. I wish Mr. Jack was in all those drop downs I had to encounter, or I encountered when I was trying to distribute some of these things. So I was looking through the vault here, and I thought, what would be cool? It might be fun to share really old songs that indicate what I was talking about earlier in terms of, things that I listen to now with a producer's ear and go, some talent or some thought went into arranging this piece. Now, as you heard with Abernathy, the quality of these things is considerably worse because I had barely any idea what I was doing at the time. I was just kind of, you go with your natural talents pretty much at that point. So it wasn't until this year that I actually approached it professionally, and tried to, how do you mix? What is mixing? What does all this actually entail? Yeah. So in any case, there was a song I found. It's called Time Keeps Truckin'. And it's another pretty typical example of my style of music. But I remember listening to it recently and going, wow, that was surprising. And of course, it was another one of those songs that I thought just sounded really terrible when I first recorded it, and I just never wanted to listen to it again. So if you'll be forgiving for my skill level at the time and just listen to this as a work of art, listen to where the vocals come in, listen to where the piano comes in, things like that, and appreciate it as a composition. And then you might get a sense of what I'm going on and on about here. So without further ado, I give to you A Time Keeps Truckin' On.
Pushing 30's God, I'm wishing something was different. You say you're pushing friends away. You're rushing to be part, I'm wishing for your vision fades away. Now let me tell you something. You can pretend you can see the future, but no one really knows. You can try to prepare, but time keeps trucking on, but you're wishing something was different. Something. Time goes by.
So there you have it. Time keeps trucking on. So yes, that is an absolutely old song. It is, in fact, fun fact, the reason why, so if you listen to it, you will probably notice that it's kind of choppy and really choppy, like parts don't line up in certain areas. The reason for that, and that actually gives me a sense of what I used to record this, is it was recorded with Audacity. Now, Audacity was the first DAW, so that's the digital audio workstation, that I ever worked with. And this was, well, that I ever downloaded to my computer. You know, I'd seen Fruity Loops before then, but Audacity was really me working with WAV files. And Audacity didn't have, you know, the fancy grids you can snap to the way all the things like Pro Tools and Logic and GarageBand have. So I had to record loops for that song and arrange them myself, like manually line them up to the second, and then layer things on there. So I think that is that gives some sense of how old that is. But, you know, I wasn't mucking around with Audacity until around 2006, 2007. So, yeah, that would have to be one of the earliest songs I ever created. Well, recorded, I should say. So, in that vein, in fact, there is another ancient song that is around that old. And also to give you, the reason the vocals sound so muffled is, if you remember those really slender, like, PC mics, you know, they just, the hard plastic things, that's what a lot of the vocals for these things were recorded on. And, you know, I just was making music. I didn't care. I was just excited to be able to, you know, stack my own sounds together and make these terrible, but wonderful things. So anyway, in terms of ancient songs, I want to play you another one that is about as old. I know we're getting to the time, to the clock time here. So I'll try not to play you just only awful quality things from the past, but this one is worth sharing as well, because if you are I believe it was a Simon and Garfunkel song, but if you're a fan of theirs, you'll recognize the drums that kind of start the song off. And yes, this was another one where I kind of cut that piece out and repeated it to make a drum track and then made a song over it. So, without further ado, here is Spirit Wanderer, also from around, I believe, 2007.
Crossing the stars in a day, dreamers won't believe. It's impossible to move that quickly. But when you're sitting in your head, my spirit wanders, my mind goes under. Clouds of molecules and particles, I'm sending you a message in a bottle. Understand that I can't spell it out to you. It's the way of the universe. They say all is as it should be. We are the puppets of an exhibition, trapped within the walls of hell. Shadows follow, although we borrow. Dreams of grandeur, and our illusion is that we are God's creation, singing sounds of loving to our own eternal King. We're forgotten strangers, left in anger and experiment from long before the Thundersaurus roamed an ancient landscape. In the land before our frantic search for gold. I'm walking away from you now. It's sad you won't believe. I'll be sure to come back someday now. When you're ready to receive me. My spirit wanders, mine goes under clouds of molecules and particles. I'm sending you a message in a bottle. Understand that I can't spell it out to you. The shadows follow, although we borrow. Dreams of grandeur, and our illusion is that we are God's creation, singing sounds of loving to our own eternal King. Forgotten strangers, left in anger. An experiment from long before the Thundersaurus roamed an ancient landscape. In the land before our frantic search for gold.
Okay. I feel like something weird happened there. All right, so Spirit Wanderer. The name it was called. It was named after a book I was writing at the time. There are a lot of songs like this that I find in my vault that I'm just reluctant to ever touch again, because a song like that I really like the vibe of, and ever since I heard those drums beginning the song 50 Ways to Lose Your Lover, I think it was, I just wanted to rip them out and make them into a full song. That groove was just irresistible to me. But when I listen to the words now, it's so pessimistic. It's so unbelievably pessimistic that it's difficult for me to redo that, and yet it's those lyrics that make that song, you know? So I guess there's still a journey to be undertaken where I'm going to reach a point where I can actually make peace with some of these old songs and revisit them for just what they were, and then, you know, make them sound interesting. So, Vault is the truth. Yes, absolutely, yes. Vault is indeed the truth. There's a reason it's in the vault. And has stayed locked there for all these aeons. So, now we have about 7 minutes until the official start of the stream. And I had said before that I'm going to do this one a little differently. So the first time, if you watched, I did try to go through something I called the Bon Vivant set. It was suggested to me by my friend Ron the Bon Vivant. And it made sense when I listened to it rhythmically. It's a great way to progress through the album. But today we're going a little unscripted. Oh, let's say a lot unscripted. And so what we're going to do instead is this. So I'm going to throw up on screen now a poll. This is going to be a list of the songs that you will get to vote on. When the stream starts officially, you get to pick which of these songs get played. And then I'll tell you maybe a little something about the song itself. And there you go. So the list here, we've got the top side of the list, you know, from Prodigal Son down to Yucatan Man. That's obviously all of the tracks on the Songs for Introverts album coming out November 11th. You can pre-order on iTunes right now, by the way. Down below, you have 3 singles, Disco Jack, Unexpectedly, and Chase It. Now, Chase It was actually released today, So if you go to your usual outlets, your iTunes and your Spotify's and what have you, and you search for Mr. Jack Chase It, you will see this. You should see the album cover that pops up on screen. Now, the issue, of course, is the same thing that happened when I released Dirty Man, is it got classified under a different Mr. Jack. And so even if you had followed my artist previously, you won't see Chase It come up unless you go to search for it. I'm going to be working on fixing that over the next few weeks. It's a distributor problem. But anyway, the point is, and thank you, S. So Chase It is out today. Unexpectedly comes out next week, I believe it is, on the 27th. And Disco Jack will come out next month, but you get to hear all of them today. Now, there is a single that is not listed here, and that is, of course, Go On With Your Bad Self. And that will be played at the very end of the stream, no matter, if I have to interrupt a song to play that song, I'm going to. But my plan is the stream has to end by 7 p.m. Eastern, and so that's kind of the working schedule here. If that gives you a sense. So, anyway, this is our set list. We have songs from Prodigal Son down to Yucatan Man, and then we have 3 singles. So you get to pick which of these you want to hear, and I will play that for you. I guess I just burned all the time we have, because now we have 4 minutes before the stream officially starts. Let me see. Can I find something? Ooh, okay. Let's throw this one on.
Cold outside, I want you near, I feel you near. The color of your eyes, beautiful to sky reflects the color of your eyes, I miss you in my dreams, miss you in my waking moment, I miss you.
In case you're wondering why I did that one, which I seem to have accidentally stopped, but it was a very interesting song to me because that is one song I could never perform. If I ever found myself performing live, that's one song that would never happen because I need 2 clones of myself. It is written in such a way that 3 people are singing lines simultaneously, and it is therefore impossible. And it works out for what it was, but dear God, it also sounded miserable just going into it there, so I don't know why. I'm terribly, terribly sorry for throwing that on. Let me see if I could find something. We have 2 minutes, so you know what? It doesn't matter. You know what? Let's just talk about each other. How are you guys doing today? Tell me something about yourselves. See, there's 6 people in the chat. Everyone want to tell me who you are? Say hello. Let me know how you're doing. What are you up to today, this fine Saturday? Thanks, S. I see you liked the song. It's I will, if I ever get bold, I might do something with that one. Because again, the idea behind the 3 people singing was a very specific thing. There are portions of the song where, all voices are working simultaneously. But otherwise, it's working in a very specific way, and so anyway, that we're gonna have to save that one for another day. So now we have pretty much 2 minutes, and that is just about enough time for everyone to go be real old, as I like to phrase it. I'm going to go prep myself here, and I will see you back in about a minute when we go live officially with the songs for Introverts and other singles preview. So let's go, people. Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's not an album cover. That's not an album cover at all. So, as before, if you're just joining the stream, this is a list of songs that we are going to get to play today. We're going to get to experience together as a family. This is a Christian household. So, what I would like you to do right now is take a look at that set list right there. So songs at the top, as I mentioned before: Prodigal Son, A Typical Morning, Easy Monday, Go High, Easy Soul, A Star-Shaped House, Waiting on You, Cliffs of Imagination, and Coffee Mornings, as well as Yucatan Man. Those are all right from the album. So pick which one of those you would like to hear first, pop those right in the comments, and I will play that for you. Now, of course, we're going to make this slightly more movie-alongy, so I will time this out. If you don't pick within a pre-specified amount of time, I'm just going to run through the set list as presented. So, you have about, I'll give you 60 seconds. Timer 60 seconds. That timer is running. Let's go, people. We have 2 votes so far, 3 votes so far, and they are all completely different. We may have a problem. And we have Joanna. Hello, Joanna. Welcome to the chat, and welcome to the stream. So, since you've just joined, I'm just gonna, we have a timer running, but we have right now on screen a set list, and you get to choose which song goes up first. So, so far there seem to be 3. Oh yes, Bad Self is not on the list, because it's going to be played very last on the stream, and no one gets to choose that. So, timer's up. All right, everyone, come on. I'm going to have to run that for another 60 seconds just because one person just popped in. Maybe we can get a little more consensus. So, the list is up on the screen. One more chance, 60 seconds. Pick a song and it goes up. And if there's no consensus, it's going to have to be Prodigal Son. The clock is ticking. Okay, timer's up, and yes, given what seemed to have happened in the chat, I'm going to have to go with a star-shaped house. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will bring you a star-shaped house. So, while I pull that up, the backstory for that one is basically, it makes me think of my sister. That's the simplest way to put it. It makes me feel like my sister makes me feel, which is pretty much sophisticated and refined and all sorts of lovely things. And there's a lot of other backstory there that's just, every time I think about getting into it vocally, it's just impossible. So, you know what? Never mind. Let's just go with, it's a song inspired by and sort of about the emotions that my sister brings in me, and which I hope to bring out in all of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, A Star-Shaped House.
strapped in for a good time, a backseat on the front lines.
All right. We're not yet strapped in for a good time, actually. Let's just chill for a second. So that was a star-shaped house. And now a star-shaped house is off the list. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time for the second vote. I thought I'd have a little more to share about that song, but that song is just... frankly, it was an emotion. It showed up as an emotional release when I needed something like it. And so, you know, there have actually been days when I was feeling kind of sad, and I would, I'd just play that song, and I'd just wind up feeling better. So, you know, I hope it makes you feel that way as well. All right, polls up. Ladies and gentlemen, I will take your picks. Damn, that was fast. All right, waiting on you it is.
Strapped in for a good time, a backseat on the front lines. It's always such a delight to see you. You're mad because I can't read your mind, yet you're close to me. But the only thing that I can see is always the first time you looked at me. I can't leave if you won't go. I can't love what you won't show. We'll turn around when you're ready to, and I'll be right here waiting on you. It's alright when we disagree, because you're standing here next to me. Oh, bless the calm and the stormy sea. Set me free, and I'll be right here waiting on you.
Want to take this opportunity to welcome every new person to the stream. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you.
I can't leave if you won't let me go. I can't love what you won't show. No, I can't love. Turn around when you're ready to, 'cause I'll be right here waiting. It's alright if we disagree, because you're standing here next to me. Bless the calm and the stormy sea. Set me free, and I will be right here waiting for you. leave where you didn't go. I can't love what you won't show. I'll turn around when you're ready to. I'll be right here waiting on you. It's alright when we disagree, because you're standing here next to me. Through the calm and the stormy seas, I'll be right here waiting on you. Can't leave if you won't go. I can't love what you won't show. I'll turn around when you're ready to. I will be right here waiting. It's alright when we disagree, because you're standing here next to me. Bless the calm and the storm set me free, and I will be right here waiting. Can't leave if you won't let me go. I can't leave if you won't let me go. Love what you don't want to show. 'Cause I'll be right here waiting for you. Can't leave what you don't want to know. Can't leave. Bless the calm and the storm set me free, and I will be right here waiting.
That was right here. Well, that wasn't right here waiting on you, but that was, however. So, next song is up to you, ladies and lovely gentlemen. Well, ladies are lovely too. Lovelier, in fact. So, set list is up. We have heard so far A Star-Shaped House and Waiting on You. So, I have got the timer running. You lovely people have 90 seconds to pop in our next track into the chat. And if there is no consensus, as always, I will be going down the list from the top, which will mean, well, Prodigal Son hasn't been played, so it will default to Prodigal Son. Timer's running. Okay, the implication seems to be Yucatan Man so far. Is that the running consensus, or Yucatan Man it is?
Truckin' through the Yucatan. Soon I'll be in Arizona and see the sun again. You know the nights ain't bad here when the weather's dry, but I know that I'll be happy when I see another sky, 'cause I know the jungle's behind me, and I'll be back home, cozy, not crazy. No, you're the Yucatan Man from the southern lands. No, you're never alone, you're going home. Truckin' canyons, you know they freak me out. Feels like Mother Earth is watching us, waiting for a chance to wipe us out. Ooh, truckin', homeward bound, Arizona, lost and found. The jungle's behind me. I know that I'm home and cozy. I'm not Yucatan man from southern land, homeward bound. Lost and found some peace of mind. Damn your consequences.
Yucatan Man, ladies and gentlemen. Yucatan Man. So yeah, I didn't really, you probably saw the little text there, but I remember some of the lyrics for that song coming to me when I was flying back to New York. I lived in Oregon at the time. I looked out the window and there was just this giant scar on the face of the earth, and it was awe-inspiring, absolutely awe-inspiring. And so the trucking canyons, you know, Mother Earth is watching us, waiting for a chance to wipe us out, kind of came to mind and stuck with me, but I never really pushed it into a real song until around December last year, January this year. That was the first time I actually really recorded it. So thank you for sharing that. That was fun. Oh my, thank you, Peter. JBLs are pretty nice. So I hope you're all having a wonderful time. So as before, for those of you who are just joining, thank you and welcome. This is officially it's the Songs for Introverts pre-release album live stream. The album itself actually comes out next month, although some of these songs you could technically already hear on my YouTube channel. If you are just joining as well, right now on the screen you will see a set list. These are all the tracks on the album, which you would be surprised for a 10-track album, it's actually only about 35 minutes long. So, right now we have played A Star-Shaped House, we have played Yucatan Man, and we have played Waiting on You. I usually like to give about 90 seconds for everyone to throw in what they want into the comments, and if there is some manner of consensus, I will pick that. If there is no consensus, I'm going from the top of the list and just playing that way. So, as before, what's off the list is A Star-Shaped House, Waiting on You, and Yucatan Man. So don't pick one of those. Pick any of the others, and you have 90 seconds. Let's go. Looks like we've got 3 coffee mornings. It looked like it was a tie with Go High for a second there. So, ladies and gentlemen, coffee mornings.
I'm sitting here with another cup of coffee on another Sunday morning, someone else's bed. I wanna find a good escape, but mind isn't working out. It's been a busy week. Still I'm sitting here waiting for the winds to blow. 'Cause sitting here, it's just sitting here. It's just I need to go somewhere that's far away. I'm losing half my mind out here. I'll pick a destination, make my reservations. Now I'm sitting here with cup of coffee and another boarding pass, waiting at another gate. May have found some escape, at least for the time. It's been a hectic morning, and I can feel the sunlight coming up over the horizon. The sunrise isn't strange to you. I think it's strange to see. In fact, it's really strange to me. Still losing half my mind out here. Another destination, another expectation. Broken notes and broken promises. I try to drink my coffee up just to distract myself. Crossword puzzles and winking strangers. I feel no sense of danger. Anticipated adventure. Now they're calling, now I'm boarding. Don't have to wait too long. Just have to find my seat and now I'm sitting here on another coffee morning and the sun is shining. I didn't sleep too well. I didn't find a good escape. This place isn't working out. I had a dreadful evening, and now I'm leaving. I'm back again with the smell of coffee, the warmest strangers, and the politest hostesses. I want to find another escape before I break down and cry. Another destination, another reservation.
Coffee mornings, ladies and gentlemen. So that song, as you can see on screen there, was recorded many, many, many years ago. I don't know why this keeps trying to screw me over. It was recorded many years ago. And the fun fact, the original wave file that I composed for that song is actually used in the re-recording. Even though I had to do everything else, I couldn't find the original. There was no way to find the original like airport track that I used. But even that is a fundamental aspect of the song. So I think Coffee Morning is also another example of one of those things I was doing before I realized it was called producing. Because I always had a vision of that airport like ambience and scene occurring at the point in the song where it does. And so, you know, this is the second time I've recorded it. If I re-record it again, it's absolutely going to contain that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to our set list poll. And we have now knocked off, shockingly, 4 songs? So we don't have Coffee Mornings, we don't have Yucatan Man, we don't have Star-Shaped House. And you know what? I believe there was a request for Go High after Coffee Mornings, since it was also so closely tied last time. So you know what? we're just going to jump right into it. So, ladies and gentlemen,
standing at the riverbanks, looking at your hands. Took you several tries, but they still won't come clean. You're not an innocent soul, and the river of gold knows. Don't go trying to change you, because you can go high, you can go low, or you can never go low. Stay right there, stay right where you please. You can go left, or you can go right, or you can go wrong. Whatever your actions, choose your consequences. No. Never would have realized, looking outside, see deliverance come in these circumstances. Now the paradox here is that it never seems clear where the paradise comes. All these things just coincidences. See, I may have been high, many times I've been low, sometimes I couldn't go. I had to stay right there before I took my knees. Maybe a lover had to leave, maybe it didn't feel right, maybe somebody did you wrong. Whenever you fall, you'll always find your wings. You just gotta go high, gotta go high. Damn those consequences. Rise up from your knees, hold your head up high. Whenever you fall, you'll always find your wings. You just gotta go high.
go high, ladies and gentlemen. Is everyone having a great time? Because I'm having an unbelievably wonderful time, and I'm glad you all joined. So thank you again. Once again, we are back to the set list. So now we have gone through pretty much half the album. We're making pretty good time here because we're about halfway through the official stream. So currently up for votes are Prodigal Son, Atypical Morning, Easy Monday, Easy Soul, and Cliffs of Imagination. So, and yes, I'm not sure if I said this out loud. I felt like I probably typed it, but a shout out to absolutely the best group on YouTube live right now. And, you know, if anyone has a problem with that, they can come at me. Come at me, bro. I'll give you my address, bro. Know what I'm saying, bro? No, sir, I don't know what you're saying, bro. But anyway, go ahead and throw your votes into that chat. You have 90 seconds. Damn, it didn't even need 90 seconds. I see. Easy Monday seems to be just kicking ass pretty hard right now. So, Easy Monday it is. And I'm just going to say, Cliffs of Imagination seems to be a close second-ish, So, if no one has any objections, that might go up next. But I'll give you a chance to vote. Easy Monday. So I have to say my favorite part of making music is hearing, just the visions people have associated with it. But it's something that I remember from way back when I used to actually paint. It was realizing that sometimes when you express yourself through a form of art, and it doesn't matter what it is, everyone has sort of the same thing that guides you to express yourself that way. And it comes out when they look at your art and try to interpret it through their experiences as well. And, so it's just such a rich experience. And for me, when I hear people describe things associated with my music, sometimes it's thrilling when it actually matches things that I was thinking or trying to convey. But otherwise, it is just, it gives me ideas. And then I'm thinking, oh, wow, I wasn't even thinking of that, but I'm totally going to try that next time. So, Easy Monday, that was by popular vote. Now, I did say Cliffs of Imagination would be coming up next, but you do have the 90-second timer running, so I will run that and allow you to vote. I'm going to throw up that thing here. So again, what we have available is going to be, let's do this one. It's less confusing. The full track list is here. These are all the songs that are going to be played, but we're going to get to the singles after we go through the set list. And the single that's not listed here is Bad Self, which will be rounding up the stream. Now, we have 20 minutes left. So in 20 minutes, we have to pick between Prodigal Son, A Typical Morning, let's see, Easy Soul, and Cliffs of Imagination. Now, in 20 minutes, I don't think we can go through 8 songs. So, that actually changes things up a little bit. I'm going to say we have enough time for maybe 3 songs, potentially 4. And as I've mentioned, there seem to be about 4 songs left off of the album. And there is 1 single that absolutely must take up that time. So technically, I think we have about time for 3 songs. 3 songs. Personally, I don't care about Unexpectedly. That one's going to be out on streaming sites next week, 10/27. Chase It, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, is out today. There is the same drama I tend to run into when I release songs. So you will have to search for Chase It, Mr. Jack, on your Spotify's and iTunes and all that in order to actually find it. But, so those you don't have to worry about if you don't hear them today. You can also hear them all after the stream. In fact, I highly recommend you look up Chase It on one of these places after the stream. So, options are Prodigal Son, Atypical Morning, Easy Soul, Cliffs of Imagination. I'm going to throw in Disco Jack in there as well, because I think Disco Jack is nice and cheery and worth sharing with you now. So, all right. It's looking like Cliffs of Imagination and then Disco Jack. So we're going to go in that order. Cliffs of Imagination and then Disco Jack. Cliffs of Imagination. Thank you all for loving that song as much as I tend to. It's that one goes somewhere for me. It's a deep song for me. So, we are back to our set list poll. We also seem to have 13 minutes on the clock. And we have now played the bottom half of this. And so we have Prodigal Son, A Typical Morning, Easy Soul, and Disco Jack. Disco Jack, I believe, was picked next. So let's actually just jump right into that. Why don't we? Let's just jump right into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, get on your dancing shoes because you're not ready for this. I'm ready for this. Disco Jack, ladies and gentlemen. So that's coming out next month on December. I'm sorry, not next month, December 15th. So be sure to look out for it on all your favorite streaming outlets, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, and so on and so on. I'm glad to hear the little man really likes that. That makes me feel wonderful. Thank you all. I'm glad you love these songs. Ooh, fun fact. You probably noticed the slideshow and some of the images in there with me holding a guitar. That guitar is the source of pretty much any guitar sound you hear on every single one of these songs. If it sounds electric or fancy or whatever, or acoustic, it's that one Breedlove guitar. And so I mainly say that to say, never let yourself feel like if you ever feel a calling to do something great, chances are you already have the tools you need for it. You won't need to go buy anything extra. So just push what you have as far as you've got, and magical things will happen. Anyway, we have got 8 minutes, and I don't think we can comfortably fit in another song before we get to Bad Self. And so I am unofficially going to just round this stream up. Once again, it's been wonderful to have every single one of you out here. Watch the bird on Instagram. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot more things coming out. But I'm going to round the stream off with the upcoming single, Go On With Your Bad Self, which, as I popped into Instagram, will be available on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2019. It is sort of an homage to the trip I have taken this year. I have, taken this year, experienced this year, and people I know. A lot of us have had it really tough, but you know what? You are a bad asterisk for making it this far. And I say asterisks because I understand there may be children listening, but you are all great. You are all due for great, great things. And let this song be a reminder of that. Thank you all for joining the stream. Go on with your bad selves.
Oh my goodness, hotter than Texas, so damn fancy. Take it uptown, downtown, go on with your bad self. I can't help you, it's true. Can even get close to touch you. Open your eyes, sunrise is drifting through the window. Oh, 7 o'clock and you're ready to rock. Come on, let's go, let's just take it outside. Big strides, let's ride to the next one. Or maybe we'll glide inside and get down like you lost one. Oh my goodness, hotter than Texas, so damn fancy. I take it uptown, downtown, I go on with your bad self. I can't help you, it's true. Can't even get close to touch you. Carry on, soldier, swing out with your sister. Said one love Rasta, who's the master? Go on with your bad self. I can't help you, it's true. Can't even get close to touch you. Never forget that it's the world that is privileged to have you around. Show it in your words, show it in your walk, your natural beauty. 6 o'clock, gotta pick a time to stop before you drop out of sheer exhaustion. Let's take it back home, slow down, the world will gladly wait for you. Oh my goodness, hotter than Texas, so damn fancy. Uptown, downtown, I go on with your bad self. I can't help you, it's true. Can't even get close to touch you. Carry on, soldier, swing out with your sister. One love Rasta, you're the master. I go on with your bad self. I can't help you, it's true. get close to touch you. Oh my goodness, hotter than Texas, so damn fancy. I take it uptown, downtown, on with your bets out. I can't help you, it's true. Can't even get close to touch you. Oh my goodness, hotter than Texas, so damn fancy. I take it uptown, downtown, on with your bets out. I can't help you, it's true. Can't even get close to touch you. Carry on, soldier. Swing out, sister. Sing one love, rasta. Your best master. All the best I can't help it. It's true. No, I can't even get close to touch you. Carry on, soldier. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hotter than Texas. So damn fancy. Tasty, tasty. No, I can't even get close to touch you. It's true.
Thank you all for joining the stream. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. Good night.